Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Say With Me. If you want to improve your English speaking skills, the best way is to practice every single day. The more you speak, the more confident and natural you'll become. That's why in this video, we're going to practice together. Here's how it works. I'll tell you a story, and after each sentence, you'll repeat after me. Try to copy my pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm as closely as possible. Speaking out loud is key. Don't just listen, say it with me. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a chance to practice with me. Your daily practice starts here. Are you ready? Let's get started. Today's story is called My First Time Flying Business Class. Let's begin.
My name is Jimmy, and today, I want to take you on a journey through one of the most exciting travel experiences of my life. My very first time flying business class. For as long as I can remember, I had always traveled in economy class. I was used to the small, narrow seats, the limited leg room, and the struggle of trying to sleep in an uncomfortable position. Every time I boarded a plane, I would walk past the spacious business class seats, glance at the lucky passengers settling into their luxury cabins, and wonder what it must feel like to travel in that kind of comfort. It always seemed like a distant dream, something reserved for wealthy travelers or frequent flyers with thousands of miles saved up. But this time, things were different. This time, I was about to experience it for myself. I had been planning a long-haul international trip that would last more than 13 hours. The thought of spending that much time in a cramped economy seat was enough to make me reconsider my travel plans. I knew from past experiences that no matter how hard I tried, I would barely get any sleep, and I would arrive at my destination exhausted and sore. So, after spending hours searching for flight deals online, I came across something that caught my attention: a discounted business class ticket. It was still expensive, of course, but for the first time, it felt somewhat reasonable. I debated whether or not to book it. Was it really worth the extra cost? Would I regret spending so much money on just one flight? In the end, I convinced myself that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I had always been curious about what it was like to fly in luxury, and if I didn't do it now, I might never get the chance again. So, with a mix of excitement and nervousness, I clicked the Confirm Booking button and officially secured my seat in business class. The moment I arrived at the airport, I could already feel the difference. Normally, I would have to drag my suitcase to the long economy check-in line, waiting behind dozens of other passengers, each one slowly moving forward as the agents processed their tickets and luggage. But this time, I was directed to the priority check-in counter. There was no line at all. Within minutes, I was greeted by a friendly airline agent who took care of everything swiftly. My bag was checked, my boarding pass was handed to me, and I was wished a pleasant flight, all in less than 5 minutes. I was already starting to see why people valued the business class experience so much. Security screening was another major difference. In economy, I was used to standing in long lines, removing my shoes, taking out my laptop, and waiting as security personnel checked each passenger one by one. Sometimes, the whole process could take up to 30 minutes. But business class passengers had access to a priority security lane, which meant I was able to breeze through without any delays. It felt strange, almost too easy. I was so used to the usual airport struggles that this level of convenience felt unreal. With check-in and security completed so quickly, I found myself with plenty of extra time before my flight. Normally, I would have to find a crowded bench in the terminal and sit uncomfortably while waiting for boarding. But this time, I had access to one of the biggest perks of flying business class, the luxury airport lounge. Stepping into the lounge felt like entering an entirely different world. Outside, in the main terminal, travelers were rushing from one gate to another, airport announcements were echoing through the halls, and people were trying to find whatever empty seats they could before their flights. But inside the lounge, everything was peaceful. The lighting was soft and warm, the seating was plush and spacious, and the atmosphere was calm and inviting. I found a quiet corner with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the runway. giving me a perfect view of planes taking off and landing. One of the biggest surprises for me was the food. In economy, I was used to buying an overpriced sandwich or a small snack from an airport cafe, but here there was an entire buffet filled with gourmet options. There were hot dishes like grilled salmon, roasted chicken, and creamy pasta, as well as fresh salads, warm bread, and a variety of international dishes. There was even a live cooking station where a chef was preparing customized meals for guests. For dessert, there was an assortment of pastries, cakes, and fresh fruit. I decided to grab a plate of pasta and a cappuccino before settling into my seat near the window. Sitting there, sipping my coffee and watching the planes outside, I felt an incredible sense of relaxation, something I had never experienced before in an airport. After spending about an hour in the lounge, it was time to board my flight. Normally, I would have to wait in a long line with the rest of the economy passengers, standing for several minutes before finally being allowed to board. But in business class, I was given priority boarding. I walked straight to the gate, showed my boarding pass, and was welcomed aboard with a smile. It was such a smooth, effortless process that I barely had time to process how different it was from my usual flying experience. As I stepped into the business class cabin, I was immediately struck by how spacious it felt. Unlike the cramped rows of economy seats, the business class section had wide, comfortable seats arranged in a way that gave each passenger plenty of personal space. I found my seat and was blown away by the level of comfort. It was wide, plush, and fully adjustable. There was a large entertainment screen in front of me, a side storage compartment for my belongings, and even a small reading lamp. On my seat, I found a thick, fluffy blanket and a large pillow waiting for me. A flight attendant greeted me warmly and offered me a pre-departure drink. I chose fresh orange juice and took a moment to just soak in the experience. It felt surreal to be sitting in such luxury. Once we took off, the meal service began. Unlike economy class, where meals are served in small plastic trays, business class dining felt like eating at a fine restaurant. A flight attendant handed me a menu and asked for my selection. I chose smoked salmon as my appetizer and grilled steak with mashed potatoes as my main course. The food was served on real porcelain plates with metal cutlery, and it tasted fantastic. After dinner, I decided to test out the biggest feature of business class, the lie-flat seat. I pressed a button, and my seat slowly reclined until it was completely flat, turning into a fully functional bed. I stretched out comfortably, covered myself with the soft blanket, and put on my noise-canceling headphones. Within minutes, I fell asleep, something I had never been able to do properly in economy class. When I woke up 6 hours later, I felt refreshed and well-rested, an experience I had never had on a long-haul flight before. As breakfast was served and the plane began its descent, I reflected on the entire journey. The priority check-in, the luxury lounge, the incredible food, the comfortable seat, and the ability to sleep properly had all made a huge difference. So, was flying business class worth it? For a long-haul flight, absolutely. The extra comfort and convenience made the journey so much more enjoyable. Would I do it again? Yes, but only if I could find another great deal.
Have you ever flown business class? Or is it something you'd love to try one day? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, Say With Me, for more fun and interactive English learning content. See you in the next video. Safe travels and keep learning. Bye for now.